Hey everybody, good morning. Well, look what's come out of hibernation. Thought it was time to pull the cover off the Miata and tinker around with it a little bit. What I've decided to do is start color sanding probably just the rear trunk lid. You can see on there I've got there's some compound from the last time I was messing around with it. Didn't really do anything. So I figured I'd pull this thing over, and I checked the oil, added a little bit of oil to it. It was a little bit low. See, the car looks really good. Very happy with the way it looks so far. But the paint work I did is very orange peely, which definitely is going to need a buff. See the inside? Very happy with the way it looks. I've got a steering wheel wrap that I need to install on this car one of these days, but that's going to be kind of a big project. It's the one from Redline Goods. Anyway, as far as the car goes, I do have it plugged into a trickle charger here. And I installed a kind of a cigarette lighter adapter so that can just plug in and unhook. Try to do this with one hand very easily. Pull that out of the way, and the car's good to go. So let me get started. Alright, I got my sandpaper supply all set up here. Let's see, I think I'm going to start with some 400. I don't think I'll need to go down to 220, but then from there I've got some 800. I think I might have some 600 in here someplace, and then 1500. I don't know if I'll need to go to 2000. I mean, this is definitely not a show car, but then it needs to be buffed afterwards. So basically what you do is, yeah, I've got some 400 right here. You just wet it and start sanding, and I'll try to get this so you can see if it's coming through on camera. The orange peel, maybe go from this side. Yeah, so there's lots of orange peel on here, which I knew. I mean, it's a rattle can job in a driveway, so it's only going to be, you know, so good. But this left side of the car is all painted too. But I'm going to start with the trunk lid and see if we can get this looking a little better. So I don't have a sanding block handy, so I'm just going to use the wet paper with my fingers. Probably not the perfect way to do it, but it is what it is, so I'll give it a try. Okay, all you do is you just wet it and then start sanding. And basically you're ruining your finish ultimately to make it better. And you definitely want to be careful around the edges. You don't want to burn through, and that's very easy to do. So what a lot of people do is they put tape over there, especially when you're buffing it. You can see on my fingers the red paint's coming off, so that's the idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this a bit, and I'll show you the progress. Okay, I've done a thorough pass with the 400, and now I'm going to work my way up to the 800. As you can see, this looks terrible, and that's pretty much the idea. You're basically just putting in smaller and smaller and smaller scratches until there are no scratches and it reveals a gloss. So I'll do the 800 and then probably move on to 1000. I think I've got 1000 or 1500 over there, and then I'll pull out the buffer. I don't think I'm going to get into the rest of the car today because it's a pretty big project, and this is basically just kind of a test run to make sure that this will end up working for me, and I think it'll definitely look a lot better. So time for round 2. Alright, this is after round 2. I think I'm going to work my way up to 1500 grit right now, and I think I need to be really careful because I got a couple little nibs that have kind of I guess worn through right there and right there, but I don't care so much. I'll just touch those up. Like I said, this is more of a test panel than anything, and I'll get the flat surface. I'll worry about the trunk lid and the hood the most during this process because they're the most visible. So on to the next step. Well, I wasn't able to find my normal polishing compound. All I could find was this, and this is just simply not strong enough. So I started a buff on this corner. You can barely tell a difference. So I need to run to the store and get more appropriate compound that'll cut this a little better, because I don't want to be here all day working on this. So yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, this was kind of a fail. Went to the store, local auto parts store, and that's the strongest stuff I could find, the heaviest grit. So I'm gonna have to go to an auto body paint and supply or order something online, because it's I mean, it's better, but I'm not gonna spend 8 hours trying to polish out this one panel. So that's probably going to do it for today, because it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So it's whatever. So I guess I'll wrap this up, put it away, and gives me second thoughts about doing this to the whole entire car. I don't know. A lot of work, but whatever. I'll address it as the summer goes on. So I guess that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side. Oh yeah, so one last thing. My brand new top already has a goddamn rip in it. I've got some super glue here. I'm gonna I guess try to close that to prevent it. I don't know how it happened, but I have a feeling it's from one of those very sharp palm fronds over there. Must have caught it, but oh well. I sure as hell do not want to go through the trouble of replacing this top again, so I'll put some super glue on it, hopefully prevent it from spreading. Yeah, isn't that nice?
Oh, come on, damn it! Oh, that sounds good.